on the Texas A&M Sports Network. From Learfield, live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue on Harvey Road in College Station. Welcome to the Joni Taylor Coaches Show, presented by Bud Light. It's for the fans. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit Rudy's.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. Now, the Joni Taylor Coaches Show.
And hello again, everybody. Welcome out to Rudy's Barbecue. We had a great crowd on hand. We don't have the fire going, but other than that, it's nice and warm in here. Come on by, grab you some barbecue, and we'll talk women's basketball. We've got our associate head coach, Chelsea Newton, here tonight. I'm Steve Miller, and no sense in going to the grocery stores. Those lines are really long right now anyway. People thinking the plague is coming, I think. So just avoid those. Come into Rudy's or on Harvey Road. Remember, you can only approach it coming east, and we will love to have you here. We'll talk basketball. Joni is away this evening. Got some personal obligations she is tending to. But Chelsea, I don't know, did you try the big straw or the short straw? Do you know?
I think it's the big straw.
The big straw. Good answer. Good answer. Yes, that's the one we're looking for. So Chelsea is our associate head coach. The Aggies are getting set to take on Florida. Aggies will be heading out tomorrow and be playing Florida. That'll be 5 o'clock Central Time this Thursday. And you can listen on the A&M Sports Network. Locally, that'll be Zone 1150, or you can watch it on the SEC Network Plus on the ESPN app. And then make plans this Sunday. A&M hosts number 3 LSU, 1 o'clock. And that game here on the Sports Network, and also it'll be on ESPN2 as of now. And we've got a lot of things planned for that game that we will talk through as the program goes along. So Texas A&M coming off of the 79-88 loss to Vanderbilt just a couple of days ago. And Chelsea, I mean, guys are up 7-0. I mean, things are rolling. What changed? Obviously, the other team was going to score. You weren't going to hold scoreless. So what kind of gave way for the Aggies there?
I think right now we're trying to incorporate 3 players that haven't played with us for quite some time. Like I said, against Georgia, we were able to bring back Tineya and Tineya, but now incorporating 3 more, and Sahara's coming. It's just trying to find the balance and the chemistry again. We hadn't had 10 players in so long now. It's like we're so excited about it. Now we're like, okay, now we got to figure out how to get back into a rhythm and get those players incorporated. So I think Vanderbilt did a great job. They were as hungry as any team that we could face. 0-7 for their record just doesn't do them justice either. They've been playing teams super close, been in all kinds of games, and we knew the offense that they run would give us a little bit of trouble. Just because they're super active and they're second in the league and get to the free throw line. And that's one of our Achilles heels, is fouling. So they took advantage of that and got us some of our bigs in trouble, and we were steady just trying to find a rhythm as well.
I mean, it looked like Vanderbilt was setting up residency at the free throw line. They were there a lot.
They were. And what we're trying to tell our girls now is, like, regardless if you think it's a foul or not a foul, they called it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so we just have to play without fouling a lot better. Again, that's been some of our issue all season long. So we were working on that and them understanding, like, especially our younger players, like, yeah, in high school that might not be a foul. In college it is. So Vanderbilt just did a great job attacking. I mean, number 11 for them, Harbison, had 41 points.
Can you play good defense and still be called for a foul?
I think so. There are times where if an offensive player initiates a contact and you're doing everything right, and in one last second you might make a touch or put your hands down, and then it's a foul. I mean, and a lot of the times the offense does get the call. And
so when you were trying to play your style of aggressive defense, fouls are going to happen.
Of course.
It's going to be part of life. So how do you balance a player maybe getting frustrated that they're fouling, or teach that we can't foul in that situation? Here's how the game is going to be called. How do you balance all that, especially when you're in a venue where, goodness, you couldn't be farther away from the action, being at a bench at the inline?
Yeah. What we're working on with our team now is instead of being reactionary or react to the offense, that we're forcing action. We're telling the offense where we want them to go. And a lot of times when you're doing that, when you're forcing action, when you're pushing the ball on one side of the floor and making them do what you want to do, you're out of fouls. Right now, we're playing defense because we're like, okay, let's react to the offense, and that's where our fouls are happening. So we're just trying to teach them to anticipate a little bit more and force them to do what you want them to do and not react to what they're doing.
I think when you only had 7 players, those young ladies were playing at a very intense, very focused, it seemed, approach. When they got a little help, what happened?
Yeah, it feels like our defense just went bye-bye a little bit. We gave up 70-plus to Georgia, and then we gave up 88. So we've been talking about that the last, since the Georgia game when we gave up so many points. I think sometimes you're like, oh, we got help, and you relax. And I think that's what happened.
Sure.
Like our team relaxed. It's like, okay, everything is great now that we have 10 players. We're good. But that's not the case.
I look over there, is there somebody to help me? Is that what it is too?
I think so. I just think that just automatically you feel relieved, and now you go to relieve, and instead of antennas up, we think, all right, we finally got our players back. And so I just think that we just have to get back to the focus of the details of everything in practice. And I thought today we had a great practice. They came in prepared. It's a great practice when your head coach leaves. As an assistant, you're always nervous because you're like, all right, please don't act up when the substitute teacher is here. You know what I mean? And so they actually were focused. They came in ready, understanding, the disappointment of losing to Vanderbilt. And so it was good to see them respond today like they have.
When you talk about the disappointment of Vanderbilt, at the same time, you score a season-high 79 points.
Yeah.
What was clicking for you on offense?
I just think we were moving the basketball, even with Vandy's press that they were giving us. We were able to get to our spots, get to where we wanted to get the ball and get in the middle of the floor and attack our guards. Tineya, KK, they all did a really good job attacking it. And then we were able to feed Patty on the inside, Jade on the inside. And so we would always say any team that's coached by Joni, if we score 79 points, we're winning the game.
Right.
There's no way, we score 79 points and lose that game. So,
hey, if you're the coach, Chelsea Newton coached 79 points, better win the game too, right?
It better be enough. It better be enough. So, anyway, we offensively we were moving the ball and doing what we had to do. It's just defense was something that we just a shock that was our issue.
Well, it's no secret that opponents want to press Texas A&M, and so it seems like every game, do you have to come out and reprove that we know how to break a press, and so you're going to have to back off? Yeah,
I think teams will start to back off a little bit more now. I think we did a pretty good job against Vandy. I mean, we made some mistakes, but I thought we did a pretty good job against them. We're breaking the press and then attacking it on the other end. So I think people will start to back off a little bit.
Do they back off because you safely got it across and didn't turn the ball over, or because you scored, or is there a combination of?
I think it's a combination. But with us putting up 79 points against the press as well, I think people will start to, all right, let's pull it back and let's reserve some of that for the defensive end in the half court.
The game, to me, it lacked a lot of flow at time because whistles here, a timeout here, a break here, and you look up. And one team has 88, the other has 79 points. That's a lot of points in a women's basketball game.
A lot. I mean, I think at one point they had 32 points in a quarter, which is, again, unheard of for our team.
Sure.
And so, just acknowledging that that's an area we have to get better. And teams are seeing where, our weaknesses can be, and they're attacking it. They're just have us on our heels right now when we're fouling them. So, it was a high-scoring game. It was, entertaining at moments, especially when we were scoring. But it's good to see those type of numbers. We don't want it to be the other team, though. We want to be with 88 points.
And you have Aaliyah Patty drop 21 points, and it seemed quiet at time because keep getting her the ball, it keeps going into the basket.
Yeah.
What was she doing so well?
She's been, I guess, sort of like our backbone. Even the last 2 games, like she didn't have double-figure scoring, but she had 11 assists. We wanted to run the offense through her because she makes great decisions in the middle of the floor against press. She can pass, she can see, she's big enough, and she's making great decisions against Vandy. We had the size advantage. And she, like you said, it was quiet, but we knew that she was very effective. When she went out of the game, I believe that was the second quarter when we lost the lead. She has been the backbone of our team defensively and offensively. So hats off to her. She's playing really well right now.
She stepped out. Was it because of fouls? Is that when she stepped out there? Yeah, so she got caught up in some of that foul trouble there about midway through that second quarter. I wrote down about 5 minutes, 12 seconds there, and end up only making maybe 1 or 2 baskets the rest of the way. So now you're going into halftime. What are you guys telling the team at halftime? Because the second quarter didn't end real pretty.
Right. Just let's get back to what we do. Let's get back to the game plan. It works. Take our time, take a breath. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that, you can feel like, man, you're down 10, and you look up, you're only either down 4 or you're up 3. Like, you're not playing that bad. And so just telling our girls, like, just execute, do what we have to do. Like, we can get pretty much what we want, which we wanted to, and to stop fouling. I mean, the refs are calling it. We know they're calling it. There's no complaint, stop fouling, but we never could really get the fouling under control.
And then you get into the fourth quarter and start out, and it's got the first 8 points again. Here we go. We've seen how this story is written. It seems like a great way to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah. We just never really got the stop we needed to get. Not consecutive. So we tried to switch up a few things, throw a little zone, some traps in there just to throw them, get them off their heels. But we were fouling ourselves, and so we were having to send people to the bench, and you got people like four of our players had 4 fouls, and so now we're hesitant. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to play when you're not really aggressive. It's hard to really get out there and trap like you need to or move like you would want to because you're afraid you're going to foul out. And so I think that was in the back of some of our players' heads, and so it was very difficult for them to get aggressive.
Yeah, so at least this time, if somebody fouled out, there was a few more minutes worth of players, which hadn't been the case. In the game, you had Leah Patty career high 21 points. We had KK 17 points. Where did those come from?
KK's been on a roll. I mean, she's been scoring it, and her pull-up jump shot has been money. She's reading the defense pretty well, and then she's able to get down. She read quite a few of late clock situations where she just took the lane and finished well. So I think those shots and those things have always been there for her. She just hadn't quite converted. She's starting to convert those, and then you can see her maturing in her ability to score and run the team.
Can she be a real threat when she attacks the basket that way?
Yeah, for sure. We just got to focus on making it, and she's been making it, lately. Like, as I'm saying, like, just take your time. She's a strong body, strong build, and either get the 2 points or get fouled.
It seems like she has a quick burst that people aren't expecting from her. Maybe it gets scouted, but after you pass that first step, if you what we noticed a few times, some people play A&M zone. Okay, great. Boom, I just got past your first 2. Yeah. Bucket's mine now, right?
Yeah, definitely. Offense hadn't been the issue the last 2 games. And that's been interesting. We've been able to score the ball. So now we're like, okay, now we need to focus on defense because that's been where.
And trading threes for twos.
Correct. Is an issue.
That's an issue. And we had a Harbison, I forget what she ended up with. It was a 40-something, it seemed. 41 points. Yes, you can you let one player beat you? I guess so, but how do you handle that back in reviewing the game with the team?
When you watch it over, it's just I don't think we weren't aggressive enough. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, she was doing what she was doing freely. Like, we needed to put a body on her. And even when we did put a body on her, we needed to do it where we not get called for the foul. So I just think we needed to be a little bit more aggressive. And because of our fouls, we needed to get the ball out of her hand much quicker. But we couldn't trap or we couldn't hard hedge because we already had all of our bigs in foul trouble. So it just, you're in a situation where you almost have to let her just do what she does and play her one-on-one coverage, but and then not let anybody else. The problem is a couple other people got off as well.
Coming up on the show, we'll have more with Chelsea Newton. She's going to be here the whole hour with us and hanging out. We'll also find out what she spoke about as the high school valedictorian.
Oh, man.
So she'll be giving us that speech. So you want to dial in for that here in a little bit as people are shocked and dismayed here that that's going to happen. We're also going to be keeping an update on the A&M men right now. They are playing Arkansas about 5 minutes into the game or so, about 4 minutes in, and it's a 10-8 game. So we'll keep you up to date so you can still listen to women's basketball here on the radio, and we'll keep you up to date on that as well. Coming up, we've got McKinzie Green, Tineya Hylton, and much more. This is the Joni Taylor Radio Show. We're live from Rudy's Barbecue from Learfield. Basketball and barbecue lovers know the perfect brisket needs the right wood. Rudy smokes all their meats using their delicious signature rubs in 100% oak-fired pits. Get your real Texas barbecue fix today at Rudy's or on the web at rudys.com. We're back on the Joni Taylor Radio Show. Joni is out this evening, and we're excited to be joined by our associate head coach, Chelsea Newton. We'll be hearing from Chelsea throughout the show. Yes, how about that? And your travels, you said you were on the road yesterday and nowhere near here. Was weather playing a factor for you?
Yes. We took a flight to Cincinnati, and when we got back to the airport, they were like, yeah, Coach, we might not be able to take off. I'm like, no, I got to get back. But we were fortunate. It started to snow, and they were actually like, we can fly in snow. We can't fly when it's ice and sleet. So we got out of there.
Excellent. So the Aggies getting set to take on Florida. A&M will leave tomorrow. We'll head to Florida. That game time Thursday, 5 o'clock Central Time. And you can listen on the A&M Sports Network locally, Zone 1150, and watch it on the SEC Network Plus. And then coming up this Sunday, 1 o'clock against LSU. It's our BTHO breast cancer game. It's also our Youth Sunday Fun Day. So buy an adult GA ticket and get up to 4 kids in for free. If you're part of the reading program, get those 2 tickets in advance and hope to see you there. We've got some local high school teams that are expected to be there as well. It's going to be senior day, so we've got some managers and some players we're going to be honoring before the game. It's our last Sunday home game of the season. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We played, I think, every Sunday, I think. And then our Beat the Hell Out of Breast Cancer game, T-shirts available, $10 each over at the Fan Zone, which is near the north entry of Reed Arena, and all the proceeds benefit the Pink Alliance and the K-Yow Foundation. We've also got some I Stand For posters will be set up around the concourse to be able to participate at halftime and support the survivors that we recognize. And, of course, free admission for survivors and those still fighting that reach out in advance. Pink Alliance is assisting. Got a whole lot of things going on for that on Sunday. Expecting a great crowd out, A&M and LSU. We are excited to be joined by Tineya Hylton, a sophomore transfer here to Texas A&M. What's been going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. Are you healthy?
Yes.
Why were you not healthy for all this time? Why did we not get to see you play?
Partially tore a ligament in my foot.
How do you partially tear a ligament in your foot? And I don't need you taking your shoe off or putting your foot up on this table, but tell us where this thing occurred.
It was the game against Little Rock, playing defense, and I took a wrong step and had pain in my foot, had Stacy look at it, and got an MRI, found out that it was partially torn.
So if we were to imagine a foot, now I don't need you to describe your foot, I'm sure it's beautiful, but where on the foot was this ligament that caused you so much trouble over the last month or two?
At the bottom around the arch, so inside,
Ooh.
Bottom, yeah.
Do you have any special inner soles now, or anything special you've got to do? Are you healed? What do we got going on?
I got a lot of rehab, and I got insoles now that I got to put in my shoe, walking and basketball.
Now, you just went to the store and bought these things, or is this something that we made special for you?
Special.
Now, what did you have to do to get that done?
I had to put my foot on a pad, and they had to measure my foot and make sure to see the arch of how high I need to have the insole.
Okay.
And yeah, they made it. And
somebody specially made this for you. Oh,
yes,
how
sir.
cool.
Yeah.
And so tell me about what is involved in rehabbing a foot. We had a lot of people whose feet hurt at the end of the day, and I don't want them to think that you're giving them tips. Right. But what about the rehab to your foot?
A lot of foot crunches, a lot of band workouts. It did take me a while to get back on the court, but it was just a lot of movement and strengthening the ligaments around it so that it can help the actual ligament that torn heal properly.
How eager were you to get back on the floor, even to simply just to practice with your teammates?
Very eager, especially seeing that there was only 7. I know it's hard work, especially with 11, so I definitely wanted to get on the court more.
We're visiting with Tineya Hylton, a sophomore transfer on the basketball team here, back from injury. And what type of encouragement could you offer? What were you able to offer when you were hurt?
Just words of encouragement that may not be in front of everybody, but seeing my teammates after practice and going to talk to them and being like, hey, we need to be better in this certain area, or we need to have more people talk, or, just getting everybody together. So I think that's kind of where.
Did you secretly want to sneak into some of these games and when it got tight with some of the foul trouble and, hey, I can be out there and helping?
Yeah, I think I don't remember which game it was, but I did ask Stacy on the bench. I was like, Stacy, can I get my uniform? And she was like, no. I was like, oh. And then, yeah. You
didn't have the text-to-doc program that Tineya Barker did?
I should have did that, but no.
What's the difference for you guys now with essentially everybody back healthy? What's different now?
To me, the difference is just getting everybody back on the same page. I know that the 7, they had a different mindset, especially with having the mental of pushing, because there's only 7, so there's only so much they can do. So now having the all 11, it's just coming together as a team to play together to finish the job.
Tell these folks where you grew up.
Toronto, Canada.
What's life like in Toronto?
It's in the city, so it's pretty busy, a lot of traffic.
Cold.
Pretty fun. Definitely cold. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you know another language? I know a lot of folks may slip in a little French. I don't know that Toronto's very French, but...
A little bit of French, but it's not that strong.
You're not ready to take questions in French tonight? No. How in the world did you end up at Georgia last year from Toronto?
Ooh, okay. So we have a travel team back in Canada where we would come to Atlanta and AAU tournaments and just have the opportunity to play in front of college coaches against American teams, especially being Canadian. I think that was pretty big. But yeah, just traveling in the summer and getting the recognition that I did.
Chelsea, what was it that attracted you guys to Tineya?
Well, she had one of her people in her corner. Good friend, we're like, hey, we need a point guard. We need somebody that can play. He was like, I got somebody for you. I'm like, who? And, of course, he says Tineya. So I go, I think Coach Karen, who was on our staff, she saw her first. And we go back to the drawing board, and I'm like, hey, I got a name of a kid that's pretty good. As soon as I said it, Joni had seen her, everybody already seen her, was already like, oh, we want her. So she, was available. We tried to steal her, get her to Georgia as soon as possible, and we ended up getting her mid-year. And so, Tineya, we're waiting for some big stuff to happen with her. She already knows that. We expect big things.
What's it like joining a team at midseason? They already played half a season last year, and here you come rolling in.
It was hard, but I looked at it as in a blessing for a lesson. So just learning from seniors so that when my time comes, I'll be able to show them.
And did you learn from what you played, about 8 or 9 games or so last year?
I did learn a lot, especially on the bench coming in as well. I did learn the pace. Just especially watching Q Morrison, it was just learning experience.
I mean, some really good players on that team.
Yeah, there was.
Tineya came in. She's been a little shy, but Tineya came in multiple games, played big minutes for us as a freshman. We playing at Arkansas. She came in, made the 2 key defensive stops to get the W. So she did learn a lot, and she was, very effective when she got out there.
So how's the conversation go between you and Joni that has you following her and most of your coaches here to College Station?
Coach Joni is just an amazing person. Whether that's on and off the court, she wants the best for whoever she recruits. Even if she doesn't recruit, she's just an amazing person, and I enjoy having that around me when I play. So that's kind of what made me follow.
What have you liked about Texas A&M?
The audience is amazing. They're very supportive. No matter the weather or the storm, they're always there to support, which I love that and appreciate that as well, especially in hard times like this. So, yeah, that's something I enjoy.
Tell folks about what you're doing academically. What's your major?
So it was landscape architecture, but right now it is undecisive.
I would think so. Oh, goodness.
It is undecisive right now. So.
Yeah. What interests you?
Like in landscape?
What interests you in landscaping? What was it that got you involved in that thing?
Well, like my dad growing up, did a lot of like building stuff and helping him with a lot of stuff around the house, or when he would go out and work, I would help him. So that kind of caught my eye, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought maybe I can pursue in that, major.
Sure. So what do you do for fun?
Great question. Besides TikTok, let's go something else.
That doesn't involve a phone.
It doesn't involve TikTok or anything like that. Let's something else.
When I was younger, I liked to draw. That was something that kind of goes into the landscape architecture as well. Watch movies, relax with my friends, and just enjoy time. Yeah, nothing really crazy out of the blue.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken wings.
From where? Or from who?
It doesn't really matter. I'd say Wingstop is pretty good. Buffalo Wild Wings.
A good commercial wing for you?
Yeah.
Is there a family food favorite? Something?
Lasagna.
Canadian lasagna?
She got to stop. Her mom came and cooked the entire team a nice Jamaican meal. And it was, filled with everything. Jerk chicken, you name it.
And you didn't name any of that.
Right. And
you named lasagna and wings.
Yeah, I would say my mom's food is definitely at the top of the list.
That's a good answer.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What
about, is jerk chicken? Do you like the jerk chicken?
There's jerk chicken. There's oxtail. There's...
What is that?
Explain oxtails.
It's like, it's a certain type of meat. It is goat, and it's like the seasoning they put in it is how, makes it taste good, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, I don't think they have that here at Rudy's. They got some other meats, but, that sounds like a good deal. All right, Tineya, congratulations. We're excited to have you back. Looking forward to getting even more minutes and seeing what you got.
Thank you so much.
It's your time, right?
Yes.
All right. Hey, everybody, Tineya Hylton.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for being here. Coming up next, we've got McKinzie Green here. This is the Joni Taylor Radio Show. We're live from Rudy's Barbecue from Learfield. Not everyone is a morning person yet, but with Costa Vita's new breakfast tacos, everyone will be. Try our bacon, egg, and cheese, or specialties like the machaca beef and egg, or sweet pork, egg, and cheese. Stop by the drive-thru any day from 7 to 10:30 a.m. Order online through the Costa Vita app or the website. Become a morning person at Costa Vita. We are live at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road. It's the Joni Taylor Radio Show. I'm Steve Miller, joined by Chelsea Newton, our associate head coach, filling in for Joni tonight. And we are monitoring the Aggie men. They are at Arkansas tonight. And I didn't see the last score. It was about a 5-point game a few moments ago. A&M women, we're getting set to take on Florida. That's going to be Thursday at 5 o'clock Central in Gainesville. Listen on the A&M Sports Network. That'll be Zone 1150. Or watch it on the SEC Network Plus. And then on Sunday, the Aggies host number 3 LSU. 1 o'clock Reed Arena. BTHO breast cancer game. Sunday Fun Day, Senior Day. We've got it all piled into one big game for you. And hope to see you out there on Sunday. The A&M men right now with about 6 minutes to go in the first half are down 26-20 to Arkansas, but shooting some free throws make it 26-21. We are excited to be joined by a graduate. How's that sound?
It sounds pretty good.
Graduate McKinzie Green here. So when did you graduate?
Back in May.
In May, and what's your degree in?
Communication.
And what are you communicating?
Everything. Everything important.
Is she? Let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's really talk about it. Come on.
So my math says that you graduated in 3 years?
Yes, sir.
And that's not easy to do.
Oh, it's not.
How did you do it?
That's a great question. Okay, so my freshman year, that summer, going into my sophomore year, my academic advisor, Ms. D, I thank her for this. At the time, I did not because I was very angry with her. But she made me take 12 hours of Spanish in the summer. Spanish.
Okay.
I have 12. 12 hours just in the summer. I was like, Ms. D, I cannot do this. I don't know Spanish. She was like, you got to do it if you want to graduate early. So I was like, okay. So I did
12 hours
it.
of Spanish. Are you a Spanish major?
No. I should have been with all that Spanish I took in the summer, but no.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Do you still know the Spanish? Do you still know the Spanish?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right. Right. We got some Spanish speakers. Elizabeth and Adeline are Spanish speakers. They're not quite to 12 hours, but they're taking about half a day every day on Spanish, so they get a minor out of this. Okay, so you take 12 hours of Spanish, and then what happens?
And then after that, it was pretty smooth. I took the regular 15 a semester, the 6 each summer after that, and then my last semester, my senior year, I just had to take 12 hours, and after that, I graduated.
It's amazing how the math works.
I know, right? Yeah.
And so, what were you mad about your advisor for before she told you needed to take the 12 Spanish hours?
I think it was just that it was the other language, and it was just like, I don't want to do that. But I knew at the end of the day it was going to help me out in the end, and I thank her to this day for that.
Mm-hmm. I always find it interesting that a lot of players, regardless of the sport, yours being basketball, we've seen football players come back and say the same thing. The appreciation and admiration they have for the impact their academic advisors had on them. In fact, thanking them by name without any notes. And here you are. There ain't no notes in front of you. An academic advisor, and we've gone through a couple over this time. And so what's been the impact of academic advisors on McKinzie Green?
It's definitely been a big impact for sure. Just knowing that at the end of the day, academics is at the top of everything. It's the biggest priority, and just knowing that's what's going to help me at the end of the day to get the successful career that I want.
But you can't play right now if you don't go to class, but even though you're a graduate. Is that correct? Tell us about that.
Thankfully, all my classes are online, so I don't have to go to class. So
you have to do class.
I got to do class, exactly. As long as I make the grades I need to make, I'll be good.
And so you are in graduate school at Texas A&M.
Yes, sir.
And you're studying what?
Sport management.
And what are you going to do with that?
Athletic director at the end of the day. That's what I want to get to.
And what type of school?
One like this would be nice.
This one?
For sure.
This job's currently not available. But they may be looking for some help from you.
Yeah, down the road for sure.
And so, how do you think you're going to get your foot in the door here? What is being a student athlete? How is that going to help you?
It's a big help because first I want to start off with internships and then build my way up from there and just take the right steps I need to take and meet the right people and make those connections.
All right. So you had. 2 coaches now. You're one of these people that you had 2 coaches. You had Gary Blair for 3 of your years that told you go to class, go to class, go to class. And then you got Joni Taylor comes in here and, hey, I'm a graduate.
Yeah.
Tell me about these 2 different coaching styles that you get to experience.
It's very 2 different coaching styles, but it's a good 2 different kind of coaching styles. Playing with Coach Blair, playing for Coach Blair, the Hall of Fame coach, it was a great experience. I learned a lot from him. And then playing for Joni, the future Hall of Fame coach,
oh, good
was
job.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was good. That was
a great plug. I got you.
That was good communicating right there.
See, communicating. You see that? Yeah.
And so, what is it that she has done for your career here?
She has brought a lot out of me that I didn't know was there. She believed in me to the point where I knew that she would always be there for me, and that meant a lot to me. Because it made me believe in myself even more, knowing that, wow, somebody believes in me this much, it makes me want to play harder.
And how's that translated on the court?
It's made me play harder, I believe, and just knowing that if I play hard, I'll stay on the court.
How do you describe your game?
They like to call me the defensive monster. So I like to play defense. I like to make people uncomfortable because I want to be their nightmare at the end of the day. I don't want them to want to dribble a basketball down the court anymore. So that's how I like to see my game, and that's how I like to frustrate people on the court.
But a lot of people don't like playing defense.
They don't, and I don't understand why. I love defense. I think it's all about effort at the end of the day, and that's what I love about it.
What's it like getting the rest of these players back?
It's great. It's nice having 10 players on that can play, for sure. Knowing that we did have 7 for that period of time, we knew we had to play hard, but having 10 now, it still helps for sure, definitely, because we know we have more bodies, but we still have to play hard at the end of the day.
What's the next step for this team?
Trusting the process and knowing that everything is going to come together.
What about the future?
Future? That's a great question. I think knowing that the best is yet to come, so the future is going to be definitely very bright.
So when they bring some of these recruits on campus and some of the young ladies who already signed, what do you tell them?
I tell them they're going to have the best 4 years of their life with this coaching staff and this team.
Tell me about the jacket you're wearing.
Oh, this jacket, this Letterman, you like it?
I do like it.
It's a really nice letter, man. I think it makes a statement knowing that I came from this great university, and everywhere I go, everybody's going to know that I went to Texas A&M University.
People look at you from when you go around the country, and what do you tell them about Texas A&M?
It's the best university in the country, the best degree.
And you may get 2?
I'm going to get 2, yeah. It's a blessing for sure.
When's that graduate degree going to be finished?
Next May. Yeah.
Going to finish? I see that look in your eye like, yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right, if I ask everybody else, what's your favorite food?
Chicken Alfredo.
From where?
There's this place in Houston. It's called Italiano's. If you go to Houston, you should go to Italiano's.
Where is it in Houston?
It's in Pearland.
Well, that's not Houston, that's Pearland.
I mean,
people from Houston go, that's Pearland.
You need me to specify, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know where Pearland's at. So.
Yeah, well, I was from League City, so I know where Pearland is.
Okay,
hey, what's the place again?
Italiano's.
Okay, they have your picture up there?
I should make them get my picture up there. I'm going to have to tell them.
Get Brandon, and you got to get him to shoot you your photo. Maybe you take a little 8x10, you sign it, go in there.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna work that out.
Maybe a little NIL deal over there with the place.
NIL. You giving them pub right now.
Yeah, now you need to get a little something out of that.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm going to talk to him.
All right, we're looking for more things from you this year, all right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's McKinzie Green, everybody. We are live from Rudy's Barbecue. It's the Joni Taylor Radio Show from Learfield. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP Aggie basketball fan experience this year. Go to 12thman.com/maroon contest and register. One winner and a guest will receive game tickets, hotel accommodations, autographed memorabilia, and more. Register today at 12thman.com/maroon contest. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. We're back at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road. Hope you come out and join us. We're here until 7 o'clock, and we'll be here every Tuesday throughout the rest of the season talking women's basketball. We're also watching some men's basketball. The Aggie men playing at Arkansas right now. 3 minutes left in the first half, and Arkansas leading 33-29. So you'll be able to watch a bit more of that. You can do that here at Rudy's and avoid the craziness that I'm sure is the grocery stores here in College Station tonight. Filling in for Joni is our associate head coach, Chelsea Newton. And well, the people still like you. That's good. You're doing great.
Thank you.
So you were the high school valedictorian from in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yes.
Was it Monroe High School?
Nope, Carroll High School.
Carroll High School. Mm-hmm. So did you get to speak at your high school graduation?
I do. I have no idea what I said.
You don't remember what grand inspiration you launched your classmates into?
I wish I did. I have no idea. Somebody wrote the speech for me and I read it, so.
How many people were in your graduating class?
Oh, maybe it was like 120 of us or something like that. It wasn't that many. So
you end up at Rutgers.
Yes.
And spent a lot of your career playing for Vivian Stringer. Also coached in 2 different stints there. What led you to Rutgers? How did they find you in Monroe, Louisiana?
Wow. Well, you know what's crazy? The years coming out of Louisiana, so it's probably like from 1999 to like 2003, there were probably 8 WNBA players that came out during that time frame. So Simone Augustus, Elena Beard, it was just a lot of us. And my AAU team just so happened in that area it was 3 of us on my AAU team that went to the WNBA. So during that time, it was just loaded with a lot of talent. So our organization was Monroe Magic, just small, made up, with people in Monroe area. We were killing nationally. Like we went and were beating people that, Sue Bird was playing on a team that we beat, you know what I mean? So we just took the country by storm, a little small team from Monroe, and was able to get recognized at a young age because I was playing up, and got invited to some All-American camps, and next thing I know, I getting recruited by everybody, so it was pretty cool to be from Monroe, small town Monroe, and being recruited by so many people. But watching Coach Stringer walk in, she had just gone to a Final Four at Rutgers, and watching her walk in, the building and to take a look at me, and just our conversation, like I knew that I wanted to play for somebody who meant way more than just basketball.
I mean, definitely a legend in the game of women's basketball. All right, we've got to grab a break here, but when we come back, we find out about Chelsea's experience in Italy as a pro player, and then I have a lost and found question. It may not actually be lost, but we're going to see if this thing is found, and that's when we return. It's the Joni Taylor Radio Show. We're live at Rudy's Barbecue from Learfield. This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Texas A&M University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Texas A&M University and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and Texas A&M University. We're back with our remaining moments here on the Joni Taylor Radio Show. We're at Rudy's Barbecue here on Harvey Road. Filling in tonight is our associate head coach, Chelsea Newton. And so, Chelsea, tell me about where the hang on. Where is the 2005 Big East Defensive Player of the Year trophy?
That's funny. It's at home in Louisiana at my mom's house, but I will be bringing it to here whenever my house is finished being built. So, yes, it's at home.
Why have you saved it?
Oh, man. First of all, the Big East was a treacherous conference back then, and so to be considered to be the best defensive player in that league is probably one of the awards that I hold, like that. I mean, maybe even more than my championship ring with, the WNBA. Being able to do anything well and be the best in that conference is very much like, to me, it was very much like the SEC was or is now.
Played a couple of years in Italy professionally. What was that like?
I love Italy. I go back every year. I try to. That's where I go for vacationing. Italy, I love the culture. I love the language. The people were amazing. They embrace foreigners, or as we say, but they embrace you, and, they just, some of my best times was playing in Italy.
What's your favorite city to visit in Italy?
Ooh, I just went to a new city in southern Italy, in Sicily. And it's slipping my mind right now, but it was a beautiful beach. But I actually love Florence. Florence is one of my favorite cities. It's a great time, great culture, great people. Milan I love as well, but
I like the food in Florence.
Yeah, just the food everywhere. You can't. The pasta's so fresh. Please don't have me talk about it right now. It's amazing. So I love it.
How was your career there?
Amazing. I played some of my best basketball in Italy. It's interesting because when you go over and you're playing internationally, you practice 2 or 3 times a day. And I could not process that for a while, because it's like, you're a professional now. You're like, oh, the 2 days are out of the door. But that is what they did. But you only play 1 game a week. So you get to rest, but you get to focus on your individual game more than just the next opponent. And so being able to play against the best of the best, and Italy is a pretty tough league, it's probably one of the best experiences.
Would you recommend that for players who still want to pursue the game, as to go overseas?
I think so. I mean, anybody who can get into a great country, Italy is one of those countries. You always are about the experience as well as just playing. Like, you want to be able to see the sights, see the country, and feel safe, and feel like you can enjoy it as well. And then on top of it, the food is amazing. Italy is a country that you feel safe. I always feel renewed when I go back to Italy. It's a relaxing environment, and they embrace people from America.
Chelsea, thank you for joining us. It went by fast.
It did, too fast.
She did a good job, didn't she? Yeah, she did a great job. Our associate head coach, Chelsea Newton, everybody, filling in for Joni Taylor tonight. I do want to thank our engineers, Kevin Minchow, also to Chase over here, who also did a yeoman's job, brave in the weather. Also, thank you to all of you guys for coming out tonight. Be safe out there, buckle up, drive safe, and watch out for any bad roads out there tomorrow morning when you wake up. All right, for Joni Taylor and for Chelsea Newton and McKinzie Green and Tineya Hylton, I'm Steve Miller. Have a great night. This has been the Joni Taylor Radio Show from Learfield.